third tier, the Bloody Point. I know all our hearts are racing as we wait for information about the upcoming new pack, Aftermath. So Aftermath is coming on November 23rd, but we expect to get information about the new content before then, possibly as early as today, since there was an announcement mentioned. This is the Prime Playbook website. YoJurmy and AIRev have put this compilation of the revealed cards together from the Aftermath pack, and it has some very useful information here. You can sort the revealed cards in different ways. This new pack will include 2 new keywords, charge and kickback, and then a new mechanic in the supply caches. We don't know everything about these new things, nor do we have fully accurate information, but I'm going to speak about what we do know. So charge appears to be something similar to overclock, where you can spend something to perform actions. In this case, charge will reveal your own banked cards and allow you to do the things mentioned on the card. Revealing cards, whether they're your own or the enemy's, do have some significant tie-ins to many cards' mechanics and functions. And you can see that this charge can be done as a multi-charge, so more than 1 point. Again, similar to overclock, where you can do 1 or 2 energy. In this case, you could reveal 1, 2, or more of your bank cards. Now, there are also cards which include, apart from the multi-charge, you also have the ability to conceal cards. Concealing cards is probably necessary not only because revealed cards can be used by enemy units such as the Universal Soldier, but I assume that eventually you will get into scenarios of revealing all of your cards, and in order to continue to use the charge, you may need to reconceal the cards. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but that's just the theory. So that's charge. Now there is also the keyword of kickback, which appears to be a way to pay your opponent in a particular, thing to reduce the cost of the actions you're doing. So in this case, you can put a supply cache in their bank, or rather it goes in their deck, and that'll reduce the cost to you. Now, supply caches come in different forms. I put the 5 known types in the images at the end of the introduction. There's also the corrupted supply cache. I've been thinking of these as buffs and debuffs, and the way I believe it works is that it is in your deck, and then it's just played automatically when it comes up, and there's no cost to it, and it'll either do a good thing or a bad thing depending on whether it's corrupted or not. And again, you can put these in your own deck or in the opponent's deck. Here again, an example of the kickback. In this case, instead of using supply caches, it will increase the number of cards, but also give the opponent a card as well. So those are the 3 new things. You will see that they are in different combinations in some of these new cards. Again, we don't know fully how all of this will play out, but I suspect either today or in the coming less than 2 weeks now before Aftermath drops, we'll get the full details. So the banked cards and revealed bank cards is a big part of the new system with the charge keyword, and I have some of that already in my deck, but I'm going to look at all of those cards and see which ones I can pick up before it drops to be prepared for that. Now, this site has a lot of good information for new players and old players alike. Again, that's the Prime Playbook. I'll put a link to it in the description. Thanks to YoJurmy and AIRev for the information here, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is looking for, all of the various details, and there are a lot of them when it comes to Parallels TCG. So I'm going to show now the various cards that I have and that I'm looking at. And you'll see here, this is a deck that I'm working on, which is just focused on the various revealed related cards. The scanner, of course, Scanner Probe, a big one for me. I really use that a lot with Universal. It also is a no-cost upgrade to the Security Officer, which can be really powerful if you get the right draws. And of the cards that I have in an apparition deck, Hijack is probably the best one, which allows you to play an enemy's banked card that's been revealed. In terms of the NFTs, there's a couple that I don't have, which I could pick up. I was looking at OpenSea earlier, and they're fairly cheap. This is one of them, Smuggled Supplies. And the other one is, I believe, Jump Recovery. I don't have that one yet either, so I could get both of those. Recon I have, which I use. I usually don't run 3, but 1 in a deck isn't bad. And Hijack I don't have as an NFT. It's pretty costly, but I do have it as an apparition. So this one, Data Breach, is a huge one. It reveals all cards for both your deck and the enemy's deck. And you can imagine how that would play out with a Universal Soldier. You're talking about a possible 10 revealed cards on each side, so that's 20 additional health and 20 additional attack out of nowhere, which is crazy. You could imagine a scenario where the unit is on the field already, or in the bank. There's ways to play her from the bank or in your hand, and you just drop her and boom. The possibilities are pretty astounding. Okay, so again, mentioned Jump Recovery. Looking at it, it's available on OpenSea, so I'm going to pick that up because it does use the revealed mechanic. And then I'm also going to pick up Smuggled Supplies. This allows you to play cards from your bank, revealed cards. Very, very useful, especially given the charge mechanic now. You're likely to have more revealed cards. And then since I run the workshop, I don't have this card. I've been meaning to get it. I'm also going to pick up the forward assembly mechanic, which is extremely useful, especially since that if you use it and reduce the counter by 1, when it has 1 counter, it'll actually play it immediately instead of waiting till the end of the turn, which can be very useful if you use the one that has the 2 attack. Okay, so I have the 3 cards identified in OpenSea, adding them to my cart. You need a connected wallet on the appropriate network, and you need some ETH, which I have. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase these 3 cards. Not very expensive, as you can see. I was kind of surprised at how cheap these cards were. I wonder if Aftermath will change that. I'm going to try and make some echoes between now and then. Maybe I'll sell or trade some. So this will, of course, if you're familiar with this process, open up the confirmation in your wallet. And then once you authorize it, the cards will go to your wallet, and you can see them in the app, in the NFTs, or on the website under the cards section, which you can see here. So I'm up to 45 cards. I have purchased a few more modest cards, and I'm actually, I bought a couple after making this video, and that allowed me to, if I wanted to, make a full deck of 40 uniques, one of each. Not that you'd want to, but I couldn't help myself. So you'll see I got the Jump Recovery, which now I can put in my regular Prime Earning deck. And I also picked up the Smuggled Supplies. I did also buy a Target Painter recently. There's a video up of me basically winning with that unit, which was pretty clutch. I find it's not always good with my deck, but sometimes, depending on the draws, it's very useful. And Adaptive Tactician, I've found can be useful for like preventing yourself from doing damage to yourself with a bad upgrade. Okay, so I have two examples of cards in the revealed context. You'll see that the Paragon here has a revealed mechanic, and all 5 of my cards that I was dealt at the start of this game did. Two Universal Soldiers, of course. And here we're going to demonstrate Data Breach. See, I revealed all of the cards on both sides. If I had energy to play the Universal Soldier, she would get +8 for 13 and 13.
We do not have long.
I don't have energy, so I'm just going to demonstrate the Smuggled Supplies mechanic. Allows you to play the revealed cards in your bank, similar to a Singularity. If you click on it, it opens up another window. Again, I don't have energy, so I can't actually do that, but that's how that works. Pretty cool. And then here, to finish out the video, I demonstrate Hijack and do something that I'm sure all of us who face this want to do back to these Shroud players. Isn't that something? Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Aftermath is coming. Take it easy.